So, in between my bigger videos, I want to make more shorter bits just talking about some manga panels that are either my all-time favourite or some that I just think are well done. To get started on this series of shorts, let's talk about probably one of the most iconic JoJo panels from Stone Ocean, that being the panel of Whitesnake stealing Jotaro's memories. One thing this panel does well is the storytelling. Up until this moment, Jotaro Kujo has been depicted as a force to be reckoned with one of the strongest stands in the series. He's a combination of strength and smarts and has dedicated the rest of his life to essentially being the stand sheriff. As he puts in his fight with Kakurin, since stand users can act above the law with no repercussions for their actions, Jotaro essentially puts it upon himself to bring these rogue stand users to justice. Of course, a majority of these are because of the actions of Dio and Enya, who use the stand arrows to create loyal followers, one of which, at least one to Jotaro's knowledge, has lured Jotaro here by means of his daughter. This plan has of course worked, as not only has Jotaro been lured here by John A and Pucci, but the latter has successfully outsmarted and outmaneuvered him very early in the story. This sets up the stakes for the rest of the story, as not only is Jolene trapped in this prison with the mastermind of the plan, but her only true ally at this point is Emporio. For Jolene, this will truly be an uphill battle. What this image is also preceded by is Whitesnake saying how Jotaro is a step behind him, something that will eventually come back into play during the Maiden Heaven fight, showing how Jotaro personally never got the better of Pucci, cementing Pucci as Jotaro's true foil. As for the image itself, the composition of this piece is truly great. I like how the discs coming out of Jotaro's face are parallel to the brim of his hat. Jotaro's vacant expression highlights a sense of helplessness, as Jotaro was caught off guard by Pucci's scheme, all topped off by his right eye showing a genomic code that's synonymous with DNA and Whitesnake's design. Finally, because it's on the same page but it's overlooked, the bottom of this page has Whitesnake celebrating that what came out of Jotaro is his, since at this point it's left vague what Whitesnake was talking about, alongside the fact that there are two discs. This only leaves the audience guessing, what does Whitesnake want? So, that's all I really have to say about this panel. If you've got any other thoughts of your own, be sure to leave them in the comments, and be sure to follow if you want to see more of this series, and I'll see you next time.